After all these years, Winnie still amazes me with her boundless energy and her relentless determination to bring Sedona high-quality professional productions for dance and ballet. Some people say she's like a dog on a bone. Well, there's truth to that statement. She is like a dog on a bone, and that's a very good thing in this case. One thing about Winnie is no job is beneath her, especially if it stands in the way of getting her production to open. She has done things from buying the fabric to sewing the costumes, all the way to extreme situations like sewer backups and mice infestation. She is also an expert at wrangling the little mice children in the Nutcracker productions. She helps them find lost shoes and costumes. She deals with the parent issues. And that's in addition to her conducting 3 months of weekly rehearsals for the little children's prior to every Nutcracker production. Not all strategists are good tacticians. She's excellent at both. And that is a very powerful combination when you're trying to make things happen and get things done. But that's what Winnie's all about. She gets things done, she makes things happen, even when the odds are against her. She succeeds.
My name is Mary Bird. I first met Winnie Muench many years ago through a mutual friend who was also very involved with trying to improve the arts and culture opportunities in Sedona. I was very impressed with how Winnie brought world-class dance to Sedona. I was also impressed with her organizational talents, her education, her background, and her just genuine kindness. Winnie is passionate about dance experiences and dance education, but many people don't realize all the behind-the-scenes work she does, whether it be from helping young people to obtain dance scholarships, painting scenery, handling ticket sales, or even cooking food for performers. Winnie does this without any regard to accolades or awards. She does this because she really cares about the quality of life in her community. There are many people that have great ideas, but don't have the ability to carry them through. Winnie is a visionary, but yet she is also pragmatic, pays attention to details, and organizes to the extent that is beyond compare. This is a great combination of attributes. Winnie also reaches out to collaborate with other nonprofits in the area. She promotes all types of arts in Sedona and the Verde Valley. Winnie Muench is so deserving of this award, and I am proud to call her friend.
She's a visionary, and you don't run across people that are visionaries plus have incredible ability to execute on those visions.
The impact that Winnie has made on the community is in respect to our local children. Winnie has taken dance to create a life for children here in Sedona. One of the young men, MJ, is an extraordinary young man, and Winnie's gift, not only to him, but all of the other children here that live in around the region, she's given them life through dance. MJ is an extraordinary young man who's on his way to New York at this moment, and it is because of Winnie and her love of dance and the arts that this young man is able to thrive. And sadly, Winnie has not received any awards here, you know. And so what I think about this award and why it's so important is because Winnie is so deserving of it for everything that she has given Sedona, everything that she has given our elders and our children.
Hi, my name is Winnie Muench. I moved to Sedona in 2010. It was actually July 1st, 2010. We had moved here from living on a sailboat for 10 years where we traveled around the world. And then we arrived in Sedona from an ad we saw in the Herald Tribune in Malta. I had been living here for about a year when I noticed that there was absolutely no dance or ballet in Sedona. And so my mission was to bring dance and ballet to Sedona. We had schools, but we didn't have professional performances. Well, I started dancing at the age of 5. However, my journey took a different turn than most. I danced till I was about 32 for fun, but at the age of 16, I went to college and ended up with a master's degree at 20 in business administration. And my real talent is in visionary and strategic planning. So when I saw there was no dance here in a professional way, I thought, what if I take my business skills and apply them to the arts, and particularly dance? So we started with a local school. It was called Dance Sedona, Candy Quinlan, and said, why don't we beta test a small, like, excerpts from Nutcracker? And so we did the excerpts, and Canyon Moon Theater, if you remember that theater. And I thought, well, this is really cute and it's sweet, but I think our children need to see the art of the possible. And the only way our children can do that is to see the very best. And so I made it my mission to bring the very best of dance and music and whatever else I get involved with to Sedona for our children. So in 2013, we formed a nonprofit called Sedona Chamber Ballet, whose mission was to bring the very highest level of dance and dance education to Sedona, to ensure also that our children had the opportunity to participate. And our first foray into that was working with the Phoenix Ballet, which was a pre-professional professional company, which allowed 30 to 50 of our children every year to participate in a professional production of the Nutcracker. And as you may know, many, many, many children get their start in the arts by attending a concert. It can be in dance or music, or it can be going to a museum and seeing a painting. But it starts as a youth, and if it's great, they'll sit in the audience and say, I can do that, I want to do that. And so that really was my motivating force. The arts are so important when we look at how they impact our children. Children that participate in the arts have a higher success rate later in life. They have a lower dropout rate. Their grades are significantly better. But what I also have noted from my own experience and having grown up in the arts is we come into our adulthood with discipline. We understand the importance of work because that work leads to achievement. So first I want to give a really big thank you to the iBoutique of Sedona and Carolyn Chang and her husband, because they were huge believers in me and invested in the early days. I also want to thank my husband and myself in some ways because we funded the losses for the first 4 years. No one may know this, but the Nutcracker production you all enjoyed was $60,000 for 3 days. That was the cost. We lost $8,000 in the first year, $8,000 the second year, $8,000 the third year, because we had to build audience and we had to build a reputation for bringing the very best Nutcracker you can bring to a rural community. Again, you're used to seeing this in a city, right? But you're not going to see this in a town of 8,000 people. I also have to thank the Phoenix Ballet and Slavomir Wozniak for bringing it. Because if we had brought it without the discount he provided, it would have been $150,000. So I just also want to say that we did it for the children. We had 30 to 50 kids participate every single year for those 9 years. We had 2,100 people over the weekend. So if you think about the impact, those children have that memory forever. What you may not know is I started rehearsals on August 10th every year, or around that day. It went all the way until the first weekend in December. We had rehearsals Saturday and Sunday, every weekend through that time, and those families and parents, not just the kids, committed to that. Then what happened was COVID, and so our trajectory changed. We did a whole new strategic plan, and with that strategic plan, we said it was now time to take it to the next level. And at that very moment, we couldn't do performances. So we thought we would make a 7-minute or 8-minute film that featured dance, which led to Reflections Festival, because I said, no, it has to be music, it has to be dance, it has to be spoken word, it has to have visual arts, but we are also going to open with a choreographic retreat with a major ballet company. And I can't speak to that yet, but it's going to be major. So we're going to bring world-renowned choreographers and emerging choreographers together and have an education for them at a world level, international level. So we're excited about that. What it'll be great for our Sedona is that our Sedona residents can be part of a choreographic process and also see the end result, the big concerts. So we're excited about that. Other dance groups we've collaborated with, obviously, was, as I said, Phoenix Ballet, American Ballet Theater Studio Company in 2023, and Louisville Ballet, Ballet West. We've also collaborated with individual choreographers from around the world, especially New York City, who come and I arrange homes for them, and they create their new works here. A lot of that work has been presented at Lincoln Center in New York, but they like to come here to create, and we've provided that. We were most proud of working with Dancing Earth, which represents indigenous cultures from around the world. They're based out of New Mexico, and we've done two concerts with them where we involved the children in basket making and seed regeneration, and it was an incredible experience. Well, I'm obviously most proud of bringing the American Ballet Theater live in Sedona. I mean, we're a rural community of about 8,000 people in total, maybe if we count the whole place, 25,000, and American Ballet Theater was with their studio company live in Sedona. I can't tell you how incredible that was. We had been working and talking to them over the last 10 years. The issue obviously was money, and we could never raise the kind of funds it takes to bring a company of that ilk to Sedona. But what happened was they had a break in their calendar, and they wanted to come to Sedona as badly as we wanted them, because Sedona is an international destination. So they called me and said, in June of the year prior, and said, somebody canceled on our calendar for 2023 in March, and we'll work a deal with you and we can come. So they cut their rate in half for us. It still cost us close to $40,000, including everything we had to do, but it made it possible. The only problem I had was I had to sell out that place one night only. And that was the worst rainstorm Sedona had had in years. And I was like, oh no, but it worked to my advantage because my husband and I went to every hotel that day, every hotel with like flyers and that, and visited every concierge, and they filled it for us. We sold out. We didn't have an empty house in that, empty seat, I mean, in that place. And what was best was when it was over, because it was so good. I don't know what else to say. When it was over, the audience was quiet, and they didn't get out of their seats for a minute. It was so wonderful. And then a royal, yay, but it was that good. And so I felt that I did exactly what my mission was, bring excellence and create new dancers for the children in the audience.